Shoes. I went to E3. I wore Jordan Cement 3s and some True Blues. Okay? That was my shoes for that trip. And I don't know, here's my take on shoes. Like, okay, some people, like, I like to, it's really weird when, because I like to get, like, I enjoy Jordans. I think they look the best. That and like some Nike Dunks or whatever. But I don't want to fool you in thinking that I'm some kind of sneaker snob, sneaker head, whatever. What I do is I scour and see all the sneakers that are there, and the ones that I like, I buy. That's the extent of it. I would like to say, yeah, I'm up to date on this and that, and when these are coming out or whatever's, but I'm not. I like certain shoes, and whenever I go on eBay and look at the shoes, it's really interesting because, like, what I'll do is I'll just go, okay, price highest first, and then we'll scroll down, look at the absolute ridiculous things. Like, it's always interesting. Like, whenever there's like packages, I always say, okay, let me look at the most ridiculous, insane package first, and then I'll just work our way down, just for the idea of seeing it, you know. Like, remember I told you I used to work for Cutco, or I used to sell Vetco. I always was like, let's look at the presidential set, which is the absolute most ridiculous set ever, and I always like to look at that, right? And so I see these shoes, and it made me kind of think. It's like, I like to have fresh shoes. I like to have clean shoes. I don't like scuffs on them. I think that's just kind of a bad look, you know. Like, as long as, like, the sneakers being clean is such a key thing. I don't know. To me, that's just me. So, and when I went to E3, we were seeing the thing about the Black Ops 2, and they didn't knife in it, so fuck them. And they didn't show multiplayer, so fuck them. And I was thinking, man, I wore these shoes for nothing. I wanted these cement J's to be the shoes I wore when I first got to see Black Ops 2 or played Black Ops 2 multiplayer or whatever. I know it sounds a little ridiculous, but because of that, I ended up having to watch Jimmy Fallon, because they said that they were going to be showing some Black Ops footage on Jimmy Fallon. So I ended up having to watch Jimmy Fallon, and as I'm watching it, the opener for this was a really weird dude. He looked like he was on drugs. And you know what I'll do? I'll name him in the description or put him as a title on this, so I'll look it up and see what the guy's name was. But he was a fucking weirdo, and he was all spasky. And I noticed that he had his shoes on that he had were like, they looked like at one point they were nice, but he'd been wearing them every single day and walked through mud in them. Like, they were fucked up. And it kind of got me thinking about it, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna fucking, you know. For whatever reason, I started thinking about that, and then I started thinking about, you know, what would shoe life be if I was fucking, like, a billionaire? You know, I know that's a weird thing to think about, but, like, here's how I would do it. I would basically buy every filthy pair I've ever seen. Like, every time I see something I'm thinking, like, that's filthy, I'd buy it, you know? And I would even buy, like, the special edition ones, and I would buy, like, the rare collectible ones. Like, this is an exaggeration, obviously, but, like, I would like to have the pair of shoes that Wilt Chamberlain wore when he broke the 100 point, when he got 100 points in a game. I think that would be funny to have. And I got this idea from Arthur, the movie Arthur, because in that movie he buys Abraham Lincoln's suit and then wears it around the town. And I think that would be fucking, my version with shoes would be the same kind of thing. Like, I would actually wear, like, I would have the, you know, see, that's tough though, because I wear a size 13. I'm not going to, like, wear a size 8 if the person was a size 8. But, like, I would basically have these really rare, ridiculous shoes. Like golden ostrich knitted Air Force Ones. I don't know. It's just ridiculous shoes that you shouldn't really wear. You know what I mean? Like, when people make, I know this sounds stupid, they make, and actually Jive Turkey hit me up about it. He's just like, yeah, man, some dude's probably gonna, like, I linked someone, like, there was a pack of, like, every Jordan from, like, 1 through 23 or some shit like that, and they were selling for like $7,000. I put a link out on Twitter, and Jive was just like, that's stupid, probably someone's gonna buy that and never wear them. And my thought process to that was, yeah, that's like fucking getting a badass female and never fucking her. That's basically what you're doing. But I would wear them once. If I was balling out of control, and if I really had, money to spend like that, where money wasn't an object, and I could indulge myself in little things, one of the things I would do is I would buy hella shoes, and I would only wear the shoe once. I would basically use that shoe as far as like going out or doing whatever. Like, let's say we have a night out of town. Go. If I went on another E3 trip, I would pack 4 pairs of shoes. Basically, every day I would have a new pair of shoes to wear. And what I would do is at the end of the day, I would save them and I would put them up in almost in chronological order. Like, basically, as soon as I get done with them, put them up. So it's like a revolving thing. And I think that'd be amazing to be able to kind of go back. Same way with people kind of like, art. Like, a lot of people get art and they kind of hang it up and they are able to like go and stare at it. You know what I mean? And kind of think about what it is. I think it'd be really awesome to save over time if I were to have a fresh pair of shoes every day, to be able to kind of look at that. And you might have certain shoes will reflect certain times and certain days. Like, you can kind of go through it. And you know what? I think that you'd be able to kind of dissect your moods a little bit. Because, you might, like, I might buy 45 pairs of shoes at a time and then get them. And then, like, I basically have from a huge pile to choose from which shoes to wear. And then I'm able to put them up. I think that over time, kind of like when you cut open a tree and you look at the O-rings and you can see, like, thick O-rings means there was, like, rough terrains. I don't know how all it works, but basically, I bet if you kind of stand back, like, those little mosaics, I bet if you can stand back, that actually tells a picture of your life or of your moods during that time based on what shoes that you picked. And it'd be kind of cool to kind of reflect on that. My dad, his thing that he did is that he tried to travel as much as possible, and I think I have that in me where I want to keep on traveling. I actually like traveling. I came up with a cool idea about how I could travel, and I'm gonna fucking tell you about that later. But I think it'd be interesting to if I wore a fresh pair of shoes every day, and to put them up on the wall, and then when I'm older, to kind of go walk the massive hallway and look at the shoes, and I might go, oh, those Sean Kemp kamikazes. That was that night when I did this, or that was the night I met this person. Obviously, I don't wear a new pair of shoes every day, but I don't really get rid of my shoes. So, like, if the shoes become worn, I just stop wearing them, like I said before. And I kind of look at that, and when I look at those actually reminds me of certain times. That, like, these pair of J's remind me of last summer, and that gives me those memories. So I already kind of do it. Shaz. Anybody gets that reference? That Shaz. Peace.